Alright. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Justin from Justice League Swag, and today I'm going to do a deck profile on my Death Ruler deck that I made up. Shout out to Jason Fegans. After talking to him, I had a lot of ideas to update the deck before the next set drops. I'll be doing update on Death Rulers probably about a week or two after the release of the set. But first off, Death Ruler Gallows is my buddy. Size 0 swings, pings for 1. You get to gain a life if you have another death monster on the field. So it's like pretty good for a size 0, especially for Darkness Dragon World. We haven't had any good size 0s since like Valgrind. And excuse my flag, bad choices in life. I sold my SP flag, but I'll be getting another one shortly. Size 3 lineup. 1 Gray Bard. Yes, only 1 Gray Bard because the deck rushes, but it doesn't rush as fast as Purgatory Knights. And the size is usually full field, more size 1s than 0s. And it's not a size 3 deck, so I can't really tank with these. So I just want to pop like big monsters with this. This is ideally really good for like Raging Spirits. But you could run 2 to 3 if you wish. Last for grade 3s, Burn Over. Why? Because if I drag out the game too long, this can almost guarantee me wins. Especially with the set spell I'll be showing you later. Gave the Darkness Dragon, I can basically burn my opponent for 1 when I bring out Burn Over because it sends everything on my side of the field to the drop. Size 2 lineup. 2 Death Wizard Dragon. Because most of the cards that I'm playing are free to play, except for a lot of the spells and the size 2s. I only need to run 2 of this guy. Burn myself for a damage gauge 2 was really good as a monster, especially my very first turn. You could try running 3, but I wouldn't run more than 3 of this guy. Buddy him to make his first call with basically free gauge is also a good idea. But I buddy Gallows because I'd rather have him. Rest of my size 2 lineup. 1 Missoria because it's Missoria and playing Dark Energy on something with Soul Guard is broken. Double attack with him on the side, and you can keep calling back the size 0s because you can regain them because they're deaf. With Gate of Black Dragon and other cards. This is Fegan's idea, Jason. When you take a damage, so if I cast something like Nightmare Revive, it activates Drum Skill, and then I can blow stuff up. And also, my opponent is less likely to rush down my monsters, well, my other monsters, while Drum is on the field. They'll always take him out first. Or I'll be destroying their monsters as they attack. Force them to link attack, they run into a Black Dragon Shield. Lastly, for size 2 lineup, the other Drum. Why? Because if I pay life for anything, I basically gain that life back. Essentially making the cost lower or free with this guy on the field. And this 1 gauge for a Soul Guard monster that I can also toss in the center like Missoria. Size 1 lineup. 3 Death Ruler Burial. Only 3 because I want to run a variety of Death Rulers for Black Agenda. Basic Hopper for free. 2 crit. 3 Death Ruler Avaria. If he's destroyed by your opponent any type of way, battle, you ping your opponent for 1. So your opponent will think twice before blowing this guy up. Always toss him in the center if you have him. Then 2 Death Ruler Deathcution. Why I'm running this guy is because he has move and he has somewhat decent stats. He's more of a defensive play. If my field has been blown or if I need defense and I don't have a shield, I can literally Dark Dragon Gate on my opponent's main phase and bring this guy back to the field and move to my center if my center has been cleared. 3 Death Ruler Galkite. 3 of this guy, of any card on my field, including the item. I haven't found a way to toss items into the deck. With attack, if it's negated by my opponent, I get to take one of my opponent's gauge. So it's pressure. More than likely, your opponent always attacks them. Then lastly, for the size 1 lineup, 2 Death Ruler Mana File. Only 2 of this guy because a lot of decks right now in the center base anyway, or size 3 heavy, so I don't have to move a lot of stuff. If my opponent's already playing a center base deck, then I would simply side these out. But against rush decks like Dungeon, Omnis, Purgatory, it can hurt them a lot in the shield defense department because then my Shadow Divers can attack them and they can't do anything about it. Well, Dungeon World can. Blasted Dungeon World. But it does, calling him with Black Agenda does stop your opponent's rush with Dungeon World. If you manage to like Devil Stigma your side and then call Mana File to the center and move one of their monsters to the center before they start attacking. So pretty solid strategy. Next up, Count Dawn. For any fulfilled deck, it's always good to have a guy that keeps coming back. I mean, if you start off with him, this free plus, and you can always toss him in the center because with Gallows, you'll be gaining a life every time he pings. Then last but not least, the Buddy. Spell lineup. Only 2 Gate of Black Dragon. Just because destruction is so heavy in this game right now, a lot of times people will blow your field even if you bring it back. I only run 2 of this. Pain Field. Can lock down your opponent while as you rush them down. You don't use a lot of gauge for anything else. So your opponent can't gain life. And they take damage whenever you attack. And most of the time you have a full field, so even if they have negates, they're still taking damage. 1 Black Agenda. It's really good. I'm trying to figure out a way to fit in another 1 or 2, but the space is so tight with the spells right now. I'll probably figure it out by next set and after I get more practice in locally. Just 2 Nightmare Revive, just because it causes you to take 2 damage. Most of the time my life is high enough that it doesn't matter, but if you withdraw it late game and you're at 2 or 1, it's a dead draw. So I only run it at 2 for now. I'll try to find a way to bump it up to 3. Maybe drop Pain Field inside Pain Field. Only 2 Death Grip. Why? Because the meta is Soul Guard and size 3 heavy. There's little to no point to max Death Grip anymore. Most decks now run it at 2 or 3. 2 Guillotine Cutter. Because I'm dealing myself damage, this card is faster in this build and I can destroy my opponent's weapons before taking ugly damage, or if they can be destroyed. So it also fixes my bad matchup with Hero World. And I also side 2 of these bad boys just in case I run into that or Kaiserion. Probably should put barbed wires in as well. Only 2 Abyss Symphony because my life stays high majority of the match, so drawing these early are dead draws. Only 2 Midnight Shadow because I'm playing a closed center deck. I want to be able to negate attacks before my opponent starts attacking. Staple. 4 Black Dragon Shield. I'm playing closed center, so 3 Dark Energy. And again, I'm playing a closed center build, so 3 Devil Stigma. Dodging those penetrate attacks and any other kind of Spectral Strike or on-call Graveards. Guys, this is Justin from my new shop, signing off here. Please like and subscribe, and we'll have more deck profiles coming soon.